So let me ask you about this, because I was listening to this video a little while back by this YouTube channel. He's supposedly a psychiatrist, Healthy Gamer GG. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
No.
But he like talks to he interviews like a lot of like gamers and stuff, but yeah, YouTubers and stuff like that. But he's supposedly a psychiatrist. I've listened to some of his like talks, and he like, you know, he makes it clear that like, you know, this isn't a therapy session or anything, but like he's supposedly a therapist. But he did a video about ADHD, and he was like, if you smoke weed, my first recommendation would be to stop smoking weed. And immediately I felt the cognitive dissonance. I was like, no. Yeah. But like, I mean he's right. What do you think of that?
I don't.
Would you give up weed if that was like the best thing for your ADHD?
Yeah, but it isn't, because I've been sober for spans of time. Like, I don't smoke weed all the time, you know? Like,
yeah,
I'm a normal person, and I have like days where I don't smoke weed.
But we have smoked consistently since we were children. For the most part.
Yes and no. I mean, I've had like year gaps where I didn't smoke weed, but like because I was just way too fucking like didn't have money, or I was like, I mean, I remember before I started smoking weed, you know, how I felt about things and how I acted. Like it's not the weed exaggerating any type of symptoms I have. I think weed is the only medication I have for that stuff at the moment, honestly. And it's not cognitive dissonance, because I've not smoked weed and I've smoked weed. I think the problem is when I smoke too much weed and I get like, I can't focus on anything, but that's just a matter of smoking too much weed. But if I use it like as a daily, like supplemental thing, it's fine.
I think for me, like, it definitely doesn't help with the ADHD, but it helps with other things, like my anxiety. You know what I mean? So like for me, that's why I'm like,
I can't focus on shit when I'm sober. I'm fucking all over the place when I'm sober. Like literally, like I forget what I'm thinking about half the time, and I'm like all over the place. I fucking lose my shit. Like it's the same as when I'm high. Like when I'm high, I'm at least like usually engaged with what I'm doing, because I find it slightly more interesting at least. But like, I don't want to smoke weed all the time. That's why I want an Adderall prescription. You know, that's exactly why I'm going through this whole fucking thing.
See, I don't even
care about Adderall or Ritalin or fucking, I don't care what it is, but like I need a medication for my ADHD because I don't want to smoke weed constantly.
See, I'm in a different boat because I just like smoking weed all the time. Like, I just enjoy smoking weed and being high. So I don't even use it to medicate, really. Like, I think it helps with things, but that's not why I smoke weed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I really cared about like fixing those issues, I would find other ways to do it.
It just makes me too like tired, too sleepy.
It can do that. For me, I think it does make my symptoms a little worse for the ADHD.
Really?
If I'm being completely honest, I think it does. But I think it helps with my anxiety. And
it helps me focus. It helps me focus. It
I
gets
wouldn't
my
say
mind
it
in the
helps me
moment.
focus, but it doesn't like hinder me that bad. Like I'm not like, don't get me wrong here. It doesn't like, I don't smoke weed and I'm fucking dumb. I go to work. I work just fine. Yeah. I'm always high. Like I'm never not high. And I think that's the thing is like, it's like base level for me to be high. You know, if I wasn't, then I would probably maybe function a little better in some areas, but I'd probably be more anxious and more grumpy.
A bit of a mess of a person.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like this is about mental health overall, not just focusing on one thing. And you know what I mean? Like I'm concerned about my overall mental health, not just one thing.
And if you can have one thing that works as all your mental health medication.
And it works as most of my mental health medication, and that's good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's really hard to get that with pills. It really is.
It's
Eric and I have been trying for years now.
Impossible.
It's
hard. Most people spend their entire lives trying to get the right medications, and a lot of them never get that, you know? Some people do, and then they're just like addicted to these medications for the rest of their lives.
Well, which is fine.
But like
if it's the right ones, if it's good for them. If it's the wrong ones, then it's not good for them. Addiction has to have a negative component to it, so it's not technically addiction. Where's a little lighter?
Right.
That's like the definition.
Really? I thought addiction was just dependency.
No, that's just.
I mean, wouldn't
you can have a positive dependency on something.